The Jersey girls are in Oklahoma and things are getting wild. Jennifer is being braggy, Jackie opens up, and Teresa and Melissa go at it again. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
Guys, this is like one of my favorite songs on Jay-Z's album.
It's very fitting.
It's
for
very
this episode.
fitting.
I think it's one of our best intro songs so
I know,
far.
right? Like, nobody wins with a family feud. You would have thought they got that
No,
a couple
all these
seasons ago.
No.
Yeah, no, and here we are again.
Continues.
Feuding. Hate it. Hey guys, Chelsea Sark-Jones, and we're here to discuss episode 3 of season 9, Real Housewives of New Jersey. I am here with my very talented co-host. Take it
Angelo
away.
Garcia, guys. Really excited to dive in.
Hey, I'm Angel, and it is my first night
Yay.
with these two. I'm excited.
Yes, guys. So this is our panel. We're finally like assembled.
We're full.
Yeah,
We're a full
It's
family
like
now.
the Avengers. Like we finally like came together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a lot to talk about. So the ladies are in Oklahoma. They're getting ready to go to Oklahoma. They're a little apprehensive about it.
It's out of their element.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so. They
Not
don't,
much Chanel out there for Jennifer.
yeah, they don't know what to pack. They don't know what to bring. But you know, they're excited, and they're all going for Margaret because she's doing this hospital heroes thing with her friends Polly. But before they leave, Teresa felt the need to call her brother and just kind of let him know, you know, take care of Dad. What did we think of that?
I think she's so harsh on the poor guy. I mean,
Yeah.
he does his best. Like you know what I mean? Like he does his
Yeah.
best, and like in such a busy world and busy life, like you got to cut him some slack.
Yeah, and does he not know to take care of his dad? Like, does she think that he's gonna forget that his dad exists?
And that he's
I know.
home alone
Exactly.
with the girls.
Like, oh wait,
know.
I have a dad.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Let me go. But yeah, so Joe's a little bit upset about it. As Melissa's packing, he's like, "You tell my sister." Like what? Like I feel bad for Melissa in this situation.
Hashtag poor Melissa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because in the previous episode, I did kind of see Teresa's point of view when they were at Easter. She's like, you need to be around more. Like, his dad was seemingly upset that, you know,
Yeah.
he didn't call as much and whatnot. But, like, this is a conversation between Joe and Teresa,
Yeah.
not Melissa and Teresa.
Yeah, she gets involved all the time. She always tries to throw Melissa in there. Like she has no power in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a family issue.
Yeah.
Like, Melissa is family by marriage,
Yeah.
but come on, Teresa.
But her
It's a
issue is,
sibling thing.
yeah, it's more so with Joe, not with Melissa.
Yeah.
And I think I have a theory that she doesn't want to go at her brother because she's afraid of how things went so south the last time they had a falling
Yeah.
out. So instead, she's going at Melissa, thinking that it might ease the waters. But I just don't think that's a
She's
smart.
going about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing it very aggressively, and it's like, just chill. Like,
Yeah.
Melissa can't control, like, as we saw in the preview for
Yeah.
next week's episode, if you
Yeah.
could control your husband, would he be where he is right
Yeah,
now?
I mean, if I could control my man, like, I would be living a much
Everyone
simpler
would be
life.
happy.
So let's be real.
And I feel like she goes at Melissa too because Melissa's a little more passive. Like we even saw her like she's like trying not to cause a fight. So
Yeah.
like she's
And you can't blame her,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, but you know what's not dramatic? Is our AfterBuzz subscription stuff.
Yep. Hey, AfterBuzzers. Our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows. From dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more, there's no network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so, and we'll thank you on air. Thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yes, indeed, you guys. And so, yeah, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, the drama, everything else, as well as participate in the chat. I would love for you guys to jump in and tell us what you think about certain things.
Get involved, guys.
Yeah, and we'll definitely shout you out. But yeah, so now the ladies are in Oklahoma. They have a whole bunch of luggage. Like, that's another thing. They don't know what to pack, but they had so much luggage.
They totally
Yeah.
don't look like they fit
Just
there
some
too.
plaid shirts. Just get some plaid shirts with some jeans, some boots.
Yeah, like what did they bring?
I don't know. I wish we could look in their suitcases.
Right. Well, I mean,
They showed us.
we
A
did
little
see
bit.
Jennifer pack
Yeah.
6 or 7 Chanel bags.
Oh, Jennifer's just the most
Why?
extra person on this entire
Oh
show.
my goodness.
And that's saying a lot being from Jersey,
I know.
right?
She's the most extra person.
She's a lot. But yeah, so they're all on their way to Margaret's friend's house or ranch.
Yeah.
Her name's Polly. She seemed like a lovely lady. And they run a cattle ranch. And so they not cattle to milk, but cattle to eat.
Yeah.
What else?
Just say it. Just get out there and say it.
Sorry, vegans.
I know. She's trying to tiptoe around
And
it.
did you guys catch Teresa's really inappropriate joke? No.
No, I didn't catch
Oh
it.
my god! So Polly was like, "Yeah, so we don't milk cows. We, you know."
yeah.
And then
She's
she's
like, I have to-
yeah. And so
It's Teresa,
talking
what?
about sperm. I was
I
like,
don't
oh,
think
girl.
she noticed that she said that. I think that she really thought that that's what they were talking about.
I think she thought so too.
Yeah.
I don't
Knowing
think she
Teresa,
realized
probably.
to make a joke.
it
She
was
just
Yeah.
milk. She
Yeah.
thought
Knowing Teresa, that's probably what happened.
her
Yeah.
Teresa-isms. But so they're in this beautiful looking ranch and
very homes and gardens.
yeah,
Homes and gardens.
it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then there's the room situation. Now,
Oh, yeah.
I watch Housewives religiously, and
Yeah.
I feel like whenever they go on a trip, room should just be assigned. Girls shouldn't be
Always
able
a
to
problem.
They wouldn't
It's always
fight
a problem.
over them.
exactly, and no one feels left out. It should just be assigned.
The
But
trailer was my favorite. I would have picked the trailer.
I would have picked the trailer too.
Honestly, I would not have picked the trailer, not because I have anything against trailers, but I just would have felt left out. Everyone else is in the house, they
Oh,
can
see,
go down the hall.
That's why I want the trailer.
No,
so
they
I
can
could
go
get away
down
from.
the hall and have wine and girl talk before bed. I don't want to be outside. I want to be with my
you
friends.
can do that, and then you head out to the trailer.
Yeah, and get away from the drama.
Yeah.
You don't have to hear everyone yelling at each
Oh, you
other.
can listen
Sleep
to
like
the
a baby.
drama.
I
See?
I like the trailer. I feel like I'm away
Yeah,
from
have your
everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, no one wanted to sleep in the trailer. Jennifer refused to sleep in the camper.
Of course.
She said her stuff didn't fit.
Yeah. Her
Why does she need all
12
of that?
Chanel bags. Yeah. Why do you need so many bags for a 3-day trip? They're purses.
Every few hours, get a new purse.
What is this? There's not that many outfit changes. Come on. But Dolores finally says she'll sleep in the camper, and Margaret really seemed like, oh, she's my type of girl.
She's a trooper.
Yeah, I like that this relationship is kind of starting to bud between Dolores and Margaret.
Ooh, Danielle isn't going to be happy about that.
Oh, she's not.
It's okay. We don't care about that.
Yeah, I live for it.
We can't care about that.
Because I just feel like they're I love Dolores, and I love Margaret.
Yeah, I love Margaret.
I
think
feel like
she's so
what's
funny.
not to love about Margaret?
Yeah.
You know,
She's so down to earth, I feel like.
Yeah.
She's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
so I like that they're finally getting to know each other now that Siggy is out of the picture, because that was the reason why they weren't friends to begin with. So yeah, the girls get their rooms together, and then we have dinner at the ranch.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And we have some beef, I assume, from the cows on the ranch. I assume. I could be wrong.
That looked really good,
It
though.
did look delicious.
Yeah, that looked really good.
However, Teresa is very disciplined, and she brought her chicken.
Yeah.
And
I like that, though.
Can't wait until Teresa can eat again.
I know.
know.
I hope it's while the show is filming.
Yeah,
Because it would
she said her
suck that,
first meal is going to be nachos.
I would love that. And to have her drinking again.
Yeah. Get her back in the mix.
That to me is the hardest part. I don't think
Yeah.
I can not drink.
Yeah, but I love
Yeah.
that discipline. That's she's going
She
so
really
hard
is.
with it.
I hope that her first drink could be with us.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But yeah, so they're all having a good time at dinner, and then we have Jackie, who's one of our newer housewives.
Mm-hmm.
She opens up to us a little bit about an eating disorder, and it kind of, she jumped it off because of Teresa and her portions and
Yeah.
how strict she was with her eating, and that made her open up about her own eating disorder, saying that she was really strict with weighing her food, and she had anorexia, and she got to a point where she was very much looking unhealthy.
And she almost forced it on her kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's when she realized I can't do this anymore. I don't want my habits to be
Into my
pushed-
children,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really admirable for her to open up about
Yeah, I thought
something
that was
like
real,
to agree-
especially with
yeah.
girls she doesn't really know.
Exactly.
And people are really going through that. You have no idea. I met someone the other day who was talking about they don't eat a lot.
Yeah.
I'm around them sometimes and they'll literally eat a tomato and lettuce, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's
And I thought it was cool too with what Melissa said. Like, I'm raising a teenage daughter, and it's good to know, like, society does put a lot of pressure on women.
Yeah.
And, for Jackie to open up about that, I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, I like her. I feel like she's going to be a good addition.
I do too.
And she gets along with everyone pretty much.
Yeah, she seems really cool. But Jackie opening up also helped Melissa open up a little bit. And we learned a little bit about Melissa. She went to a medium. This medium was also on, I think, last season.
Yeah, she talked to Teresa.
Yeah, Teresa and Joe. And apparently Melissa might have a sister. And she got really emotional about it.
Yeah.
So I guess her dad was kind of a playboy. And it's likely the medium was able to reach her father and said,
There's another one.
There's another one.
Yeah.
What do we? Do you guys believe in mediums to begin with? Let's start there.
No. I wanted to ask. I was thinking about asking that, and no.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. I feel like a lot of it could be like a gimmick, like they're just trying to make money.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some stuff is so real that they say sometimes.
And I mean, that was one of the things that Melissa said was that she recalled her grandmother's name, which is like a really weird name. I can't remember what it was, but so she felt like, okay, this is legit.
Exactly.
I would always be up to trying it. I don't know how much I would believe.
Yeah,
I don't know
anyone personally who's done anything with the medium, but from what I see on TV, I'm just like, are the producers giving them this information?
Yeah, I know.
I don't believe the TV mediums.
Yeah.
Maybe if I go to one, and I don't even tell my friends I'm going, and I just go, it's like, okay, well, where are you getting that information
Yeah, exactly.
from?
And I mean,
Unless it's
every
Instagram.
housewife franchise has a medium too. Like it's a thing.
Yeah.
Like they really enjoy this.
The producers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd be even open to like go to one of the sketchy mediums like on the corner. Like
Yeah.
it just says like medium and like red
Yeah, we
neon
need to
signs.
find a medium.
I would kind of be into it. I'm a little bit. I don't want to know about like my future. I don't know.
What would you want to know then?
I wouldn't want to. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, just
if
tell me
someone's
something
talking to me
and
on
let's
the
see if
other
it's real.
side, like maybe like
Yeah.
my grandma or whatever. I don't know. I think that'd be cute. But yeah. So she might have another sister.
Yeah.
What do we think? That would be crazy to think that you have a relative out there that you know
That you've
nothing
never
about.
met.
Yeah.
My favorite was Teresa's reaction.
Oh, she was
She
evil.
looked like a sister
I know,
for
she's
you.
like,
And
what
you
about
don't-
my dad?
If you don't care about my father,
Yeah, like that
you
has
know him.
nothing to do with
Yes.
anything.
Yeah,
It was.
Teresa needs to be a bit happier. She needs to lay off of Melissa. But back to like finding out if you had a sibling, I would be happy but still devastated because you've missed out on so much time that y'all could have been friends.
Yeah.
And especially because she's so close, Melissa's so close with her sisters
family.
that like you could only imagine if she did have another. But
Yeah.
wouldn't that also like be weird?
Yeah, I feel like
if you knew
Yeah,
her
it
when you were a
wouldn't be-
child, like the love child,
Yeah.
and then your mom wouldn't be
that's what I'm
happy about
saying.
it.
It wouldn't be the same family dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if
So-
I would go through with it if I found out. I'd probably just be like, whoa. And
Yeah, like
It would
pursuing
suck
it.
Yeah, I don't
because
know if
I
I'd go
want
through
to be friends with my sister, but you ruined my family. So,
Yeah.
like,
And it'd be such a weird
Or
dynamic.
like, what if
coming
her
together.
mom has known this whole time? Like,
Just
she
never
knows
told her?
and just never said anything because she doesn't want to think, like,
like, Mom, I feel your pain, but that's my sis.
Yeah. Like,
I feel like her mom doesn't know. That.
I'm looking forward to see if she pursues it. Because,
Yeah.
because if her mom doesn't know and she opens up this, like, can of worms.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's like, oh my God.
And that's devastating.
Well,
like,
she knows after
Yeah.
tonight's episode.
Yeah, she does. That is true.
Yeah.
So we hear about that. And Teresa, of course, gets a little bit upset about, why don't you care more about my father? And you
Just
care about
completely
a
irrelevant.
woman that you don't even know that might not even be
Forget
existing.
your sister.
Yeah.
My
I know.
dad's here. But I think that almost was her exact words.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
your
she said-
sister, my dad's alive now. You know he's my
Yeah,
dad.
she's like,
Yeah.
he's present now. Why don't you worry
Yeah.
about him or something?
And so that tension spills into their beautiful breakfast the next morning.
Beautiful Oklahoma breakfast.
Yeah, they're, down home Southern breakfast. Melissa, or what's Teresa say? She just kind of like, oh,
She throws it out
yeah,
there.
Melissa's like, you know what? Dad or Joe and Dad are going to get dinner. And Melissa and Teresa's surprised by it.
Mad
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt it was extremely inappropriate to bring it up in front of a group of people.
Yeah.
That like don't two new girls that don't know anything about their families.
Yeah.
And then, I get Dolores is like somewhat a part of the family, but it's just like,
but-
it's a conversation that needs to be between you and Joe.
Yeah.
But
Melissa told her.
yeah.
And it's kind of disrespectful to Margaret, too. Like, she invites them out to her friend's house, and they're just going to cause drama about something that has nothing to do with Margaret.
Exactly.
Like, can't do that.
I felt like it was extremely disrespectful, and I just didn't understand Teresa's points of view, too, because it's just like, what are you getting upset about? There's like, it's not Melissa's responsibility to make Joe hang out with her father.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I can't wrap my head around that logic.
I think she's trying to tell her, though, like, because, like, most men are subject to listen to their wives more than anyone. So I think she's trying to tell them, like tell Melissa to tell Joe to, like, go hang out with them more.
Yeah, and I see that, but she can only do so much.
Yeah.
And so Teresa, like, chill.
But
What
I
is
feel
wrong
like
with
Teresa
you?
thinks Melissa doesn't do anything towards
Yeah.
like telling Joe to go hang out with him.
And also they took that trip on the anniversary.
Yeah,
but
That was come on. They're going on vacation.
That I understand that.
Yeah, like
I get that.
It's a sad part of his life. He
You
just
know,
wants to
he
enjoy
didn't
it.
want to be home. And one of the other ladies, I forgot who said it, but while they were on the trip, she's like, well, maybe he didn't want to be home
Yeah.
for that. Maybe
Margaret
it's
said
painful
that.
for
Margaret said
him.
that.
That's exactly
and he just
what-
wants to go somewhere else.
And I totally
That's my
understand
point
that
of view on
point
it.
of view. If he obviously he knew that was the anniversary of his mother's death,
Exactly.
and he obviously chose to not be there because he didn't want to be like sad and
Yeah, but Teresa
surrounded by
said it's a
that.
big thing in Italian culture.
And I get
And
that,
Joe
and
knows that.
and who knows? Maybe he communicated with her, and she's not saying that. Like, I'm sure they didn't
I'm
just
sure
leave
there's something,
town
yeah.
and like not say.
But she said she
anything.
had no idea they were leaving.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a drama effect.
I don't believe it. But, they really get into it and they get heated. And that leads us to our table flipping moment of the night. Yes.
You shit whore! You are f***ing gay 19 times! You bitch!
Yes.
The best scene.
Never gets old. So
It's iconic.
this episode, Teresa was on the other end of the table flip when I feel like Melissa really stood up for herself
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
it came to like.
I don't know if she was
look.
that kind of passionate.
No,
though.
she wasn't because she respects Margaret and Polly.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah,
But
it's not
yeah.
their house. It's not a restaurant. They
Yeah.
have to, be respectful.
Yeah. And Melissa just put it to her straight. She's like, you have an issue, go talk to Joe.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to me about it
Yes,
anymore.
Like, please leave me alone. This
Yeah.
is between you and your brother. Like,
yeah, let's let's nip it in the bud
Yeah.
and let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
And so for the rest of the day, Melissa chose not to be around Teresa, and they went out shooting, they went out fishing, they did the girls did their own thing.
Yeah.
And then before they go out to dinner, Melissa, goes to Teresa's room and, tries to explain herself.
Yeah.
And I feel like Melissa really opened up.
yeah.
And was like, I just feel like you never see me as a sister. Why can't we move past this? Like, why don't you see me as equal? And Teresa's like, you're more concerned about me seeing you
That's
as
what
a
I'm
sister
saying.
and not my, everything
She
just goes
doesn't
over her
see
head,
anything.
right?
Yeah, like that's not really fair. Like
Yeah.
she's got to see
Her
other people's point of
face
view.
is always turned up and frowned.
Yeah, she's like,
and I really felt like Melissa went to her and just was very raw and vulnerable and
Yeah.
let her know how she was
Immature.
feeling. And very
and
mature.
she shut her down.
Yeah.
Extremely,
Yeah.
and it was so and I also look, you and your brother deal with it. And Teresa felt like she was just brushing it under the rug, which I thought again she was
No,
saying
she's
you go
talking to
talk to
you.
your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand. But
I feel like Melissa's more concerned on their relationship,
Yes.
her and Teresa's, rather than the whole dynamic with the dad.
yeah, and I think that makes sense because when they don't get along, that ruins everything for
Oh, yeah.
everyone else. You
Yeah.
know, the families, the friends, everything.
Well, yeah, because
you know?
you're not gonna want to hang out with someone your wife doesn't like.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean?
And especially when it's your sister, it's
And
just
Joe seems so stressed out. He's always telling Teresa to leave and just
Punching the
flipping
wall,
out.
punching bags.
yes. So, but Teresa hugs her. They kind of get over it. They say, "Let's go have fun. Let's squash it for now." But it's obviously we know
That's
it's
a
gonna
Band-Aid on
yeah,
a
it's a
gunshot
Band-Aid.
wound.
But again, it's
Without any rubbing alcohol or Neosporin or anything. Still
gonna
got
get
the dirt
infected.
in it.
yeah. I mean, but we
Yeah.
just know that it's not a conversation for Melissa to be having with
Yeah.
Teresa. It just isn't. But that leads us to our news and gossip.
Yep.
So our first bout of news and gossip, we got to bring back our girl Siggy Flicker. Good old Siggy Flicker is talking some trash about our girl Margaret, and to me it's totally unprovoked. I don't know why she's doing it. But good old Siggy goes to Twitter. She says she's making fun of Margaret. She posts this horrible photo of her, and she, in all caps, says, "Last time I saw a mouth like that, it had a hook in it. Joshua was fishing in Costa Rica, caught a huge bass fish. They even served it to us at the restaurant. Hashtag good times." And the photo says the face of foreclosure. I don't know if this was really provoked by Margaret, but even if it was, I don't think it's deserved.
It is childish.
It's so childish.
And she spelled huge wrong.
Yeah, she did, which is even
put a
more
hug.
childish. Yeah. And so Margaret replied back and said, it's unfortunate for someone who now portrays himself as the ambassador of peace in the Middle East can spew such venom and hate daily. I was not exaggerating when I said she is not over it. So yeah, it's horrible. But then Siggy also continued on. Yeah, she went there. She was like, people were defending Margaret and was like, why are you even doing this? And she says, I believe that you have to sink to low to fight the trash.
Ooh.
That's not mature. That's not mature, right?
No.
She goes, why should I let them talk about me over and over again and stay silent? I have nothing to lose. I stand up, inspire others to stand up, and they are the ones who need the money and fake storylines. Let them work for it. I feel like she wants to get back on the show.
She's looking for fame.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like in all the time I've been on social media, I've never gone back and forth with anyone.
Yeah.
I just...
There's
never
no
caused a Twitter
reason
fight?
for it.
No, I don't entertain stuff like that. I'm here to get the job done.
Is she
Fine.
lonely? Is she bored? Why?
Yeah.
Why post something like that? It's horrible. It's horrible.
Looking for attention.
Yes.
And you're not getting it from me.
But Angelo, you have some news about the Gorgas.
I do. So Entertainment Tonight posted that Melissa says she understands why people get divorced, which is funny because she wrote a book on how their marriage was thriving a couple years ago.
She did.
And I
Was it
guess
like the
they've been-
perfect Italian marriage or something
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that?
And I guess they've been feuding because the perfect Italian, the traditions have been getting in between them because he wants her at home and she wants to work.
Which
So they've been getting after it.
she deserves to be working.
Yeah. And
She
then,
does.
And then Joe's been saying that she's not doing the dishes around the house and stuff.
Can he not do the
traditions.
dishes? I'm pretty sure they have a dishwasher. You just
feel
load
like-
it in there.
Or a maid or a housekeeper or something. But he probably is thinking that old traditional
Exactly. He wants her a
mindset.
housewife.
Yeah, he goes to work and makes the money, so you stay at home, you cook, you clean, you take care.
kids.
Yeah, and that's what he
And
wants.
she's
his
starting to be a
do.
very progressive woman, which I totally admire
Yeah.
and respect. And she's doing it both.
Yeah.
She's is working and she
Yeah.
is taking care of the kids. We saw it in the first episode. But what really struck me actually in this episode was when Joe said he wants his daughter to grow up to be a housewife and cook and clean and raise the family.
Yeah.
That literally made me cringe.
Don't go to school. Don't have
Like,
hobbies. Don't
don't
Have
have
hobbies.
any goals in life,
Yeah.
but to
Be a
clean up
housewife.
after your
Peel
man.
these potatoes. That's what she was doing.
Yeah.
While he was
I
saying
know.
that.
And he was so proud of when he said
My
it. He
baby's
really
feeling
meant
potatoes.
it. Yeah. It really
That's the tradition. That's how the... Well, that's not as bad as Jennifer's husband, at least.
It's not, but I feel like him and Jennifer's husband would really get along.
Yeah,
they would. They would really get
but
along.
Jennifer's husband's
Maybe
a whole
we'll
nother
see
level.
that on this season. Those two husbands
Kicking
plotting,
off. Yeah.
plotting on what to make their wives.
I couldn't deal. That really broke my heart.
Yeah.
It made me irritated. And I feel like he's gonna get a lot of backlash once the reunion comes up.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably already.
I'm sure people are. Yeah, they're
probably
going after
already
him.
on social media.
Yeah. So guys. This last episode, it's really was all about Melissa and Teresa.
Yeah.
We really, this fight I feel like is going to drag on throughout the rest
Oh, it's going to be endless. It'll probably go to next season.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Next season.
This is endless.
Forever.
It's endless.
Next
How long have we been
season.
seeing a fight like
Yeah.
this?
So, do we have any predictions?
I think it's going to get progressively worse.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So progressively worse, you say?
Progressively worse.
Yeah. Between the two of them.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to escalate to a whole another family feud. Just like when Joe and Joe were going at it and tackling each other. I think it might get to that. Well, the other Joe can't tackle him.
And I think that's an interesting point, too, because now that Teresa's Joe is away,
Yeah.
Joe Gorga, his attention is more focused towards Teresa,
Yeah.
as opposed to I feel like his anger was more focused towards Joe.
Well, I felt like he thought
know?
like Joe Giudice didn't really have a place in like
Yeah.
their feud because
Yeah.
it wasn't his family. It was just his wife's husband.
So, do you have any predictions?
I just can't wait for Teresa to eat. Like my prediction is that she will have a very, very good meal and probably have like a food coma and be passed out. They're gonna get her so drunk. Hopefully, the competition is before the finale, so maybe the finale.
Is she gonna
can
win the
just be
competition? That's the
lit.
real question.
That is the real question.
She
She's
deserves
working
to.
hard, yeah.
I know,
She
she's
does.
making
She
me
was
hungry,
she
like,
was
not
running
eating.
every morning.
Yeah.
Did not slack off. I think I am loving this wrong franchise. Dolores and Margaret friendship.
Yeah.
I'm really I like the admiration between
power
the two.
couple right
Yeah,
there.
they're like really so I see that continuing to bud.
Yeah.
I like that.
I feel like they're both strong personalities, so like when they come together, it's gonna be
explosive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love it. But yeah, guys. So everyone, stay tuned. We have another episode coming up, episode 4. It was great talking about this episode. So you can catch me, Chelsea Stark Jones, at C_S Jones on Instagram and ChelseaStarkJones.com.
And I'm Angelo Garcia. You can catch me on Instagram at Angelo Garcia.
Hi, everybody. It was great meeting you tonight. You can catch me on Instagram at Angel Saunders.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.